Hi, range fans, fellow shooters. This is part two of the rimfire ARA. What we're going to talk today about is the factory class. What the factory class is about is rifles that you can buy inexpensively. And what we're going to do is go over some of the rules about a factory gun. Like I told you in my first video, most of the popular guns are MTRs, Bergeras, and Tikkas. You see a couple other ones like the Springfield 2020 I see there, and once in a while a couple other ones, but most of the time it's those three. And if you want to get serious about rimfire, this is where you got to start. So we're going to go over some of the rules in the rule book. But before we do that, let me explain these pink glasses. What I used to do was buy these brown ones here, like this, and black ones. And, of course, everybody that I go shooting with is old like me and needs cheaters. So we'd go to the range, and I'd take them off and set them down, and then I'd say, where did they get to? Where'd my glasses go to? Oh, great, lost another pair. That's all right, they're only $1, so I'd stop at the dollar store, pick up another pair. A couple of days later, I'd lose that. I don't know whether I dropped them, lost them, somebody picked them up, because everybody wears them when you're old. So I thought to myself, there's got to be a way that I could get glasses that nobody steals. So I bought a pink pair like these. And guess what? I still have them. Nobody's going to steal a pink pair of glasses. But the other day, I was in a place and a lady said, I'll steal them. I believe she would have. So ARA is a very simple game. You need a front rest, a rear rest, a rifle, and a scope. Go to the range and you can shoot. Now, it tells you in here that the rules are under 8.4.1.4 something. All right. And it says under them, here you go. For factory class, magazine or tube feed, and the rifle must cost less than $12.50. Manufacturer's suggested retail price. Like, you can go to stores and get them cheaper than that, but if the MSR is over $12.50, you can't buy it. Okay, so you have to remember that. And you're allowed to load them single fire. And here's what you can and you can't do. For younger shooters, just buy the gun. But if you want to start making changes, you can change the trigger. And you can adjust it. But you have to remember one thing. It always has to be safe. It has to function safely. The other thing you can do is you can recrown the barrel. You put a bipod on them. Affix it to the front of your gun. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to glass bed them. And again, how many people know how to glass bed or put pillars in? So the other thing you can do is the butt plate. You can take it off and shorten it for different length shooters. You can make no changes to the comb or anything like that, it says. You may put little stickers on, but no wraps. No wraps at all. You can change the bolt knob, but of course you see that the bolt knob on this gun is definitely changed. I make them, but that's beside the point. And the cocking indicator on the back, it doesn't have to work. The original sights, if there's sights on the rifle, like front and back here, you can remove them with no problems. But they're allowed to stay on. But you can no attachments to the barrel, none whatsoever. You can't put a tuner on them. You can't put mid-barrel weights on them or anything like that. You can't do that. If they're threaded on the end, you're allowed to shoot with a threaded protector on. That is permitted. As long as it came from the factory that way, you can do that. You can't thread this and put a protector on it. It didn't come that way, no modifications. And that's about all you can do. You can't do anything else except for what I told you. And let me explain to why they did that. Because when Dan Keeloff came up with this class, he wanted one that the regular guy could get into it. Now, how many guys do you know have a machine shop at their availability? And you go to a machine shop and they're expensive. How many people have recrowned a barrel, glass bedded, put pillars in, chambered rifles, and do the things that you need to do to these to get them to shoot? Probably just a handful out there. and most of them are shooting unlimited and probably shooting factory. But there's not much you can do to these. You can't change the headspace. No, 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 no. You can't rechamber them. No, 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 no. You can't go out here and fool with the end of them. No, 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 no. And cut the barrel off, move it back. A lot of people, moving the barrel back to get to the sweet spot. No, 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 no. Not allowed. So that made this class, and there's a lot of shooters in this class. If you look under the ARA and look under factory, you'll see there's usually twice as many factory class shooters as there is unlimited. The unlimited is a group of individuals that are pretty tough to beat. But let me get this straight for you. When you buy a gun, buy what you can afford. The Tikka is right now about a $600 gun. They make a Savage Mark II. And I'm not here to sell guns, but you can buy a Savage Mark II for $300. Are they shooting them? Yes, they are. And they're doing okay with them. They're not setting the world on fire, but they're out there shooting with a Mark II for $300, and they buy a relatively inexpensive scope, and they put on them, and they're having a good time. They're coming out there with the friends and buddies and all this, and they're shooting. And then they see if they like it, and if they do like it, then they start upgrading, which you could do also. But we want to talk about you buy a rifle. Now, whether you buy that $200 Savage or you buy this $750 MTR, the other thing you have to get is a scope. I'm just going to give you a few pointers on the scope. If you're not sure what scope you want, there's a website out there, not a website, a YouTube video, like Cyclops Joe. He does an excellent job on breaking down scopes, whether you should buy them or not. He tells you the ins, the outs, the ups and downs. He's rough on them. I mean, he's rough. And he puts them through the mill. And if he says that they're good, they're good. And he'll tell you the prices of them. And he gives you the straight skinny. It's Cyclops Joe. I'm not here to promote Joe or anything. I'm just telling you, he does a good job. I shoot these variable powers. I would recommend you buy a variable power. Let me tell you why. If you buy a straight power and you're at a shoot in the middle of summer and it's 95 degrees and the sun's out, you'll get mirage. And I know a lot of you young shooters don't know what mirage are. But if you're ever driving down a highway and you look out in front and you see what looks like water laying on the road, that's mirage. Or if you look out and you see these squiggly lines going up, that's mirage. And what it does to the target, it distorts it. It makes you think the target's over here when actually it didn't move, but it looks like it's over there. So, of course, you aim over there and you get a shot over there. So mirage is not good. If you learn how to read mirage, it can be your friend. But that takes time, and you need to find a mentor that teaches you that. So to help you with that, if you buy a variable power, and I recommend something like 5 to 20, 6 to 24, and then you can shoot them on 24 power, the mirage comes out, you can turn it down. You turn the power down, you'll see less mirage. Less mirage means you'll aim to the center again, do better. Are you going to win? It takes time and practice to win. As you notice, Major League football players, baseball players, football players, but they aren't born good. They practice, and that's something you need to do. But get yourself an inexpensive gun. That's what we're talking about ARA. It is a lot of fun. Also, you can look at the rankings by going to the ARA websites and see how you rank, you youngsters, amongst the other young lads. I understand last year there was an 8 or 9-year-old from Ohio. Corey, I believe his name was. I shot with him a couple times. Young lad, not very big, but he climbed up there and he competed with the rest of us, and he was quite the young man. He finished in the top 3 in the nation against all the junior shooters. Now, I don't remember how many junior shooters there were, but there was a lot of them. He ranked right up there, this little guy. And there was a couple of young ladies I saw that were in the top 10, too, that took it up this year. Now, that's not something to take lightly. You got to shoot good, and you got to practice to be in the top, especially the top 10. But that's factory class, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about, is getting what you can afford. Get into the sport and see if you like it. It may not fit you at all, and if it doesn't, it's not much. You probably can go to the next match, take your equipment there, knock a couple dollars off what you pay for it, and put it on the bench that says for sale, and unload your equipment because another new shooter will be coming along and he wants to get into the game and try it himself. But if you do get into the game and you want to upgrade, these are some of the things that you should do is watch videos on upgrades and what people are shooting and look around at a shoot and see if you can see that. And that's all this video is about, is factory class, what you can do, can't do. And if there's any confusion that I gave you, please message me and I'll try to straighten you out. And I want to appreciate everything you do out there. And these other YouTubers, they are putting out some good videos and I watch them all. I want you all to have a good day and may God bless.